and layer on it the tens of millions of users that use Xiaomi phones on a daily basis, some very, very interesting opportunities come up. And it is my privilege to talk about one such opportunity that we are bringing to the market today, which is MiPay, India's payment solution from Xiaomi, the easy way to pay. Thank you. Thank you. MiPay is a solution that we have pretty much conceived and designed in India, keeping in mind the typical Indian payment use cases. In fact, this is the first time that Xiaomi has launched a payment service anywhere else in the world outside of China. MiPay is built on the UPI platform, which brings it access to over 120 banks. And there are three fundamental factors that I want to call out about the MiPay solution. One, how simple is it? Two, how convenient is it? And three, how secure is it? Let's talk about simple first. The first thing that strikes you about the entire MiPay app is the clean, neat, clutter-free interface that you see on the app. And we've spoken to a lot of our users, we've spoken to our Mi fans, we've spoken to people who use digital payments, and they keep telling us, look, I have 2-3 very common use cases. I need to send money, I need to request money, and once in a while I need to make a bill payment, and I have, let's say, to scan a QR code to pay offline. So we took that really, really clearly and seriously and said, let's design an interface that keeps clutter away. If you want to make a money transfer, it needs to be accessible at a single click. No more navigating through multiple menus and sub-menus, no more going into multiple sub-pages to do a simple functionality. So that's one big call out on the design approach, on the UI design and UX design approach of the MiPay app. Our users also told us that while you do money transfers, a whole bulk of those transfers are actually peer-to-peer transfers. So we said, look, we have to figure out a way to make that really easy and convenient for our users. So let's see how the entire peer-to-peer money transfer functionality works on MiPay. So I launched the app, I click on the transfer button, and in this case, actually, Manu and I had gone for dinner last night, and we had to split the bill. So here I am doing that. I choose send to UPI ID. I enter Manu's UPI ID, and we had Rajma Chawal, so we're splitting like $50 for the entire bill. And I enter my super secure UPI PIN, and boom, I'm done. The money gets instantaneously transferred on UPI to Manu's bank account. Now that was a transfer money on UPI use case. But a lot of users have also told us that, you know what, my mother, my father, my uncle, etc. perhaps don't know UPI. They haven't yet adopted a UPI ID. Is it possible to transfer through bank account? Of course, the UPI platform offers that too, and that's clean and neatly integrated with MiPay. Let's look at how the easy peer-to-peer transfer option works using the money transfer to a bank account option. So again, I click on transfer. This time, I'll choose send to bank account. No confusion, very clearly laid out there. Enter the bank account details of the recipient, including the IFSC code, the amount, and finally the super secure UPI PIN, and the money is instantaneously transferred to the recipient's bank account. Well, that was a send money use case. You can also request money whenever you need to. So request, enter the intended sender's UPI details, the amount, and we're done. A notification goes to the intended user's UPI app, and it could be pretty much any UPI app because we're leveraging the power of the UPI platform. And once the other person makes that payment, I get a notification and the money is instantaneously credited to my bank account. And we've also realized that there are a whole lot of offline payment use cases. You keep seeing QR codes being available in a whole lot of offline stores where people prefer to receive digital payments, especially for lower ticket transactions. There's a very easy access to scanning and paying. All I do is click on that, scan the QR code, and the entire payment is made. So the three key use cases that we have for digital payments, which is sending money, requesting money, scanning and paying, all very easily, cleanly, and neatly, effectively in a very simple use case, integrated into the MiPay app. That was how we made it simple. Now let's talk about how we make it convenient, and here's where this entire story becomes really interesting. The most interesting thing about MIUI is the way it's deeply integrated. The most interesting thing about MiPay is the way it's deeply integrated into the MIUI experience. In fact, taking a step back, the way we think about this is that there are three large meta use cases for the usage of a smartphone and the internet. One, you have content. Two, you have communication. And three, you have commerce. Now, when it comes to content, you probably have the browser, you have the video player, you have the gallery, etc. Now, all of these are core apps of the operating system. Similarly, when it comes to communication, you have messaging, which is a core functionality. Now, that's a core app of the operating system. It's exactly with the same philosophy that we think of payments. We think payments are a core mobile operating system use case, and hence, payments as a functionality needs to be deeply integrated into all the touch points in your entire smartphone experience. The fact that payments is a separate app which is installed separately is a notion that over a period of time can evolve and change if you take the pivot as a core app and integrate it smartly to various aspects of the smartphone's functionality. Let me explain how we have done that. For us, MiPay is not just a standalone app. When we think of it as a core operating system functionality, we've taken digital payments and integrated that into various parts of the experience where it's relevant. For example, in the SMS messaging app, there is a transfer money option. I can click that and make an instantaneous transfer to the person that I'm chatting with without my payments app. Similarly, from the contacts app, I click on the send money option and I can send straight from the contacts app without having to open my payment app separately. Similarly, from the app vault, which is something that you can access by swiping to the right from your home screen. And of course, the camera and scanner app. MiPay and its functionality is deeply intertwined with various relevant touch points of the entire MIUI experience. Let's take a look at how some of these use cases flow. Let me take the transfer money in SMS use case. And in this scenario, let's say I've got my first salary and I'd like to transfer some of that to my mom. I choose send money, I choose her bank account information, I've entered the amount, followed by the PIN, and that's it. I did not have to launch a separate payments app. I'm in my messaging app, I'm chatting with my mother, I had to send her some money, I could do it right within the app without having to launch another app. Let me take another very interesting use case here. Transfer money using the contacts application. And here let's talk about a scenario where I have to transfer rent to my landlord. What do? I go to the contacts app, choose my landlord in the entire contacts option, click on the send money link out there, UPI ID of my landlord, which in this case is Anuj. Enter the amount, enter the UPI PIN, boom, the money is transferred to my landlord. I've been very much in my contacts app. I did not have to go launch a different payment app, and the entire transaction has been completed seamlessly in just one single flow. That's pretty much how we are thinking of integrating MiPay and its functionality into various critical aspects of the MIUI experience. But we also realize that it's not just sending and receiving money, which are large digital payments use cases. A lot of people also use digital payments to recharge their phones, to recharge their DTH accounts, and to make various utility bill payments. Could be for their gas connection, for electricity, for power, and so on and so forth. All of that, all the relevant ones are already integrated into the MiPay service because it rides on Bharat BillPay's infrastructure, which supports over 120 billers as well as recharge partners. And that's not all. MiPay as a payment solution is also available on Mi.com and the Mi Store app, wherein in this case, if I have to buy a Mi A2, I just click on the Buy Now button, place order, go to my checkout options, choose UPI, and MiPay clearly is available out there, and I continue checking out. The beauty of this is because it's so tightly integrated with the MIUI experience, If you have a Me account, then you don't have to register separately for MePay. You're already registered. You just need to activate it by signing into the MePay app. There is no question of following a separate process, etc., to register for your payment solution because of the integration that we have done with the overall MIUI experience. And finally, and most importantly, I know a lot of you are curious to know how do we keep this secure, what happens to data localization and so on and so forth. Extremely proud to tell you that the solution has been approved by NPCI and we have followed all the high standards of audit and certification that have been stated here. The solution is audited and certified by ENY as well as Lucidius. ENY, both of them put together, have audited us for vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, as well as the system audit report, with which all data localization has also been looked into. At this moment of time, I should take a minute in calling out the fact that for MePay, all user data is stored locally in India in secure servers. We are compliant with the data localization requirements from day one. I'd also, at this point of time, like to express my thanks and gratitude to NPCI, specifically Ms. Praveena Rai, for joining us here. They've been great support, and with their support, as well as with the support of our payment service provider, ICICI Bank, which is one of India's foremost banks, we wish to take MePay and this entire payment solution for our users to even greater heights. To summarize, MePay is India's payment solution from Xiaomi, makes it a very, very easy way to pay, is simple, is convenient, and is secure. Based on UPI, it's rolling out as we speak to all MIUI users, and we hope to complete that rollout over the course of the next couple of weeks. Just take a moment to play out a video for all of you on MePay.
This is the new MePay app, a one-stop solution to all your payment needs. Whether it's splitting last night's dinner bill, paying rent, or simply sending money back home, MePay does it seamlessly. MePay is deeply integrated in MIUI, allowing access through SMS, contacts, and even scanner. So now you can easily make money transfers to your friends' bank accounts. The MePay app also offers easy bill payments. Electricity, internet, phone bills, and more can be paid directly through the home screen. That too through multiple options: UPI, credit cards, debit cards, and net banking. In fact, MePay also sends smart reminders for bill payments. Your security is important to us, and that's why all the MePay data is stored only in India in highly secure systems. So whether it's grocery shopping at the supermarket, transferring money to a friend, online shopping, or even timely bill payments, MePay does it all. MePay, the easy way to pay.
And in order to get quick adoption for people to start trying out MePay and use that quite naturally in their regular digital lifestyles, we have some very exciting offers that we have lined up for all our Xiaomi fans and Mi fans. We have over 100 Redmi Note 7 phones, as well as over 50 Mi LED TVs available through a promotional offer to all our users, and they can start availing of this even as we speak for the next couple of weeks. That was MePay for you. While I conclude my section, I now call on stage Anuj Sharma, our Chief Marketing Officer, to talk us through the third announcement for the afternoon.
Thank you, Murli. Again, a very warm welcome and a good afternoon to everyone, our strategic partners, our media colleagues, and of course, all the Mi fans watching this live through various platforms. Like Murli mentioned, I'm Anuj, and I lead marketing here at Xiaomi India. Now for the third announcement, now this is a critical announcement for us, and something that is very deeply rooted into our philosophy for innovation for everyone. We at Xiaomi believe that technology is an enabler for society. It activates a lot more opportunities bringing new livelihoods to people, and hence it should not be limited to a smaller section. Uh, and we want to take this to more and more people in India as well as all over the world. In fact, this is quite apparent in the overall smartphone strategy that you would have seen from Xiaomi since the first phone that we launched around 2014 July. What started off is a mid-range miracle, and from there we've expanded our portfolio to cover not only the flagship, bringing in the latest technology and all new features to the market, but we've learned from this and brought in a complete change in terms of how mainstream users could use their devices and what could they expect from a phone like that. Now that, of course, got us onto a very good momentum. But then 2 years ago, we decided to take one step forward. We launched the Redmi A series. Now, we've had about 3 launches here, Redmi 4A, 5A, and 6A. They have been tremendous successes, bringing in the whole Xiaomi philosophy into a sub-$100 price band for the first time ever. This obviously has been accepted very well. In fact, in a lot of cases, it has far exceeded what we thought the Redmi A series could do. In fact, beginning of last year, the Redmi 5A was the best-selling Android device in the entire world. Not just in India, but the entire world. Of course, in India, both 4A, 5A, as well as the recently launched 6A has seen tremendous acceptance. We've seen a lot of success here, and a lot of thing that comes down to the success is how it's been accepted by our fans, by our users. Some testimonial, for example, Saurav here. Saurav is a Mi fan. He's been a Mi fan for a long time, but he bought the Redmi 5A for his father. His father was a feature phone user for the longest time, and it's only last year when he switched to the smartphone for the first time. I know in the room here, it's very hard for us to understand why somebody would stay on a feature phone for this long, but that is the situation for majority of India. When his father started using the 5A, it completely changed how he connected with his family, what he could do, all the new opportunities that opened up, and of course, as he writes, it's impossible for his father to move back to a feature phone again. And these are changing lives. Not only that, when we were looking at this whole segment, we've also transformed how our business model works. In fact, as of last year, in October 29th, we started a whole new business channel. We opened up Mi stores on 29th of October. At the same time, we opened more than 500 stores in smaller towns and rural areas in our push to get all these amazing devices to more and more fans, more and more consumers. This, of course, did create a world record at that time that we are really proud of, because not only were we getting closer to our consumers, but also generating a lot more employment coming in. And not just from an exclusive stores perspective, we've also focused a lot on after sales. Now, this is again a critical element where people who are buying their first smartphones are extremely wary of. Very proud to share that Xiaomi today ranks #1 in after-sales service across various parameters. And this has been the case for quite some time, and of course something that we are extremely proud of. We now have more than 1,000 service centers in India, and what's really interesting is out of these 1,000 plus service centers, about 650 are in smaller towns. So tier 2 to tier 5 cities, we have been expanding. We are going closer and closer to where our end consumers are, so that if they do have a problem, which is rare for Xiaomi, but if they do have a problem, they always have an after-sales center nearby. And this is important because, again, we are trying to move people who've been traditionally on feature phones onto the smartphone era. If I look at the overall mobile landscape in India, and this is something that is somewhat unique to India, where most of the users still continue to purchase feature phones. In fact, in 2018, 56% of all phones sold in India were still feature phones. Now, this does not happen in most countries. Most countries have moved on to the smartphone side, but in India, this is a problem. And this is something that when we developed the Redmi A series, we wanted to push that further. In fact, if I look at under $100, almost 80% of the phones selling are all feature phones. Right? And this is, of course, one part is availability, and that we are trying to solve through these stores. The second part is clearly cost element coming in. With the Redmi A series, which actually is closer to $100, we did significantly change this segment. In fact, of the 22% smartphones, almost half are from the A series. And this, again, mind you, this is on the higher side of the segment. There are smartphones that have been cheaper. Just the fact that they were missing out on certain critical experiences that consumers wanted when they moved from a feature phone to a smartphone. What are those? What they want is a reliable device. They want a quality device because they're paying a lot more than what they would pay for a feature phone. The main reason why they were moving from a feature phone to a smartphone continues to be the fact that the entertainment consumption has skyrocketed in India. And the third part, and this is something that is pretty important, even though they're moving from a feature phone, which is a very limited device, it does not do too many things, they still want a smoother experience, even from a smartphone which does not cost them too much. Of course, all our tech colleagues here would understand that as you go down the price point, the capability of the device has traditionally been severely limited. So suddenly when you move from a feature phone to a $100 smartphone, till the Redmi A series came about, you would not really get a good because it's just hard to do. It's a combination all coming together to give you the right experience. We push this to the next step from the Redmi A series, and for that we've partnered in with someone who shares this, and that is Google. Along with Google, new series for the Indian market today, the Redmi Go. Redmi Go opens up a whole new world for you. Operate, changes how they communicate, changes how they're focused on the three elements that were really important. But for them, it's a significant step up. For them, they want this smooth experience coming in. So with Redmi Go, what you get is change how sub-$100 phones could be. We are bringing it to the Redmi Go series, giving you combined with the Go edition of Android from Google inside the phone. It's a lighter operating system. It has optimized apps. Because of this optimization, the overall performance runs a lot smoother. And at perspective, the Go edition typically uses half the internal storage. Android fork gives you additional efficient when it comes to RAM management, and hence you don't. And the third part, of course, is optimized. Google has got specific apps for Android, but delivering them in a smoother way. Chrome and the web browsing, of course, search is extremely important, and we'll go over that. YouTube Go, and YouTube, considering the excellent app that they've put together for this. On the Indian market, it is also, of course, in rural areas where you might not have the network connectivity. It also enables peer sharing of the video that you might have downloaded. And this, of course, is on Redmi Go. And all of these apps have been optimized in terms of, or in some cases, even smaller than that. Now, this inside your device and frees it up for you. And not just the Google Essential apps worked on optimizing their apps. So you've got TikTok, you've got Twitter, Messenger coming in, other essential need for Android Go devices, and you will again see in the Redmi Go. All of these apps are giving you without really stressing the system too much. And the net result being it's a lot smoother. It comes with a dedicated expandable storage slot as well. And this is up to 128 GB. So you get a lot of space outside, which that on this you can have almost about 42,000 photographs stored externally. There are, of course, apps that also can be moved, for example, in the external storage, so that your internal YouTube Go, for example, lets you store this video storage free for any other usage. Another optimization is languages in India. Because we are trying to move from feature phone to smart, not just for you to type on or consume that data, but even it's been in English, so you can talk to an or even English. Right? So you can mix in words. For example, if you want only in Hindi, Delhi mein mausam kaisa hai, and it'll give you. You can even change it to Aaj Delhi mein weather kaisa hai, and it automatically recognizes that voice is the most natural way of communication for us. With Google Assistant coming in local languages, this again opens up a whole new consumers who are not very comfortable typing can still search and get things done. Good performance and all these things that have been optimized. But this segment cares about entertainment. Consume entertainment quite a bit when given that option. From feature phone to smartphone, that's the first thing that they're looking forward to. And why is that? 2 to 3 years, the data affordability in the country has changed significantly. Has the lowest cost for mobile internet data anywhere in the segment, and what you can do with it. Most of this data, unsurprisingly, 50 to 80% of it is on video. On YouTube would already be seeing those stats, and all of this data moving into video services. So display bang on. We have to get the display right. So we have used a 5-inch high bright, it's vibrant, and of course the most important part, this, what you get overall, it enhances the overall experience in video consumption. But when we're looking at display, we've also got some more nifty features. So on the Redmi Go, you've got night light. Now at night, when just before sleeping, if you're still reading something on your phone, you can actually switch this on or have it switch on automatically on a schedule where it cuts out the blue light, hence makes it easier to read, less strain on your eyes, and some studies have shown that it helps you sleep better. Taking it to the next level, Redmi Go also supports ambient display. Now with ambient display, you get to see your key alerts on the display without really waking up the phone. And from there, you can choose how to react to this. So you can choose whether that notification is important enough for you to unlock the device and start seeing it, or you can choose to ignore it right then and there and move on. So it helps you overall use the device a lot better. And all of this is combined with an excellent 3000 mAh battery. Now this has enough power to give you 10 days on standby, or almost 30 hours of voice calling, so almost 30 hours of music playback. So this is probably the largest battery in the segment that you get with a device of this performance. Along with the battery, another thing that we are again redefining is the cameras. The Redmi Go comes with an 8-megapixel rear camera, and this camera, or the camera software, has a lot of features, something that again you do not expect from this segment. For example, before taking a picture, you have 7 real-time filters. So you actually can, deep dive into your artistic side before you even take a picture here. And you have different effects coming in. Not just that, but you also have 11 manual scenes that you can select. So again, photography, imagine photography for a person who's getting into the smartphone photography for the first time. He's got this beautiful 5-inch HD display, and then he gets a camera to match that, giving them that really good experience overall. So you've got 11 scenes that you can choose from, and of course, let's look at what the results would be. A picture like this. Now this was taken by the Redmi Go. Again, you do not expect pictures like this from a device below $100, but the color reproduction or the details are bang on. Here's another one that was taken by our team. This is next to the Kabini River. Again, what you can see is the clarity, the details, and the colors have all been kept well intact. Of course, Vataj, nothing to say about this. It always looks good. And some more images. Now all these camera images have been shot on the Redmi Go, and mostly by our team. Like for example, this one is pretty close to our office. But what we wanted to highlight is what this camera is capable of doing. Now imagine you are a first-time smartphone user and you start seeing results like that. Chances are you are not going to go back to a feature phone. You will be extremely happy with what you get. Now, once you've taken these photographs, and of course we expect most of these people to take a lot of photographs with this incredible camera, you also get unlimited storage on Google Photos. Now, it is an Android Go device and it gets activated. So when you start Google Photos, you get this option whether you want to back up, and in high quality image resolution, you have unlimited storage. So essentially, you don't really have to worry about losing your photographs or your internal storage, as this is getting all backed up. Another segment first is that the Redmi Go supports full high definition recording. So 1080p recording on the Redmi Go camera, again, gives you incredible results. And not just the back camera, but we've also focused on the front camera. Now this is a 5 megapixel camera, and it comes with AI Beautify. You've seen that Xiaomi algorithm coming in, where it detects the skin tones, enhances the overall image, making whoever's taking the selfie look better, hopefully. But one more thing about the front camera that's very interesting is we are also adding auto HDR. So you see Pallav here, and as it changes from a dark background to a brightly lit, the HDR kicks in. You can see that on top, keeping the entire details intact. Again, something that is new for the segment. And of course, if it can capture HD video, it can support HD video calling as well. So you get HD video calling on the Redmi Go, along with all the other great things. So that's on the entertainment plus what all it offers. The last part, and this is something that is extremely important, it is one of the core pillars of Xiaomi, is quality. And on the quality side, Redmi Go goes through a whole lot of tests. For example, the SIM card tray is ejected and reinserted almost 2,000 times. Or the headphone jack is tested for 5,000 times. Or, for example, our country is so diverse that we check for temperatures from -10 to 55 degrees to ensure that whichever part of India you are in, the phone will work perfectly. In fact, these tests are not very different from what we do for our flagship devices. We are not compromising on quality in any manner. Our quality continues to be the core focus. Even Manu mentioned, all our facilities have a really micro-level focus on how we measure quality. And with Redmi Go, this is not an exception. We continue to uphold our standards. So along with this quality, of course, you get a durable build. Now, Redmi Go has a brushed metallic finish, and it comes in two incredible colors. So you've got the blue, and I really love this one. You have to see it in person. And of course, the classic black. That is somehow the favorite for most people. But when you talk about quality, there's one part of quality that people miss out on, and that is call quality. Now, Redmi Go again becomes one of the first in its segment to actually have a dual mic noise reduction system. So you've got two mics, one that captures the user voice, and the second one that looks at the environmental noises and cancels that out so that your voice is crystal clear on the other side when you're talking. This, of course, is extremely important for this segment again, and the Redmi Go becomes the first phone in its class to have dual mic support there. Another one that we've been focusing on is the overall surface temperature. So Redmi Go comes with dual pyrolytic graphite sheets. It reduces the overall surface temperature by about 2 degrees centigrade. Important because we know summers are just coming, and for that, this really helps. Talking about summers, one more thing that we will expect is constant outages and voltage fluctuations in a large part of the country. And for that, again, something that's India specific that we've built grounds up for India is the power adapter. Now, the power adapter that comes with Redmi Go can handle spikes up to 380 volts. In most cases, we do see spikes. In most cases, in competition devices, either the power adapter will give up, or worst case scenario, your phone will too. But on Redmi Go, we have adapter with inbuilt surge protection, again enhancing the overall quality and the usability of this device last longer. So to sum it up, you get a smooth experience. You get Qualcomm's Snapdragon 425. You get the Android Go edition. You get 20 plus languages. You get Google Assistant, which you can talk to in Hindi as well as English. And of course, moving on to the entertainment part of it, you get a high definition display, a 5-inch high definition display. You get 3000 mAh full day battery. You get 8 megapixel camera in the back, 5 in the front, capable of full HD recording, as well as you saw all those lovely filters coming in. With Google Photos, you get unlimited photo backup. And this is a dual SIM, so it takes in 2 nano SIMs, plus has a separate dedicated micro SD card slot for expanding that storage. And of course, with Android Go, you saw you can move certain apps to the external storage if you need to. And then, from a quality perspective, when these people are moving on to the first smartphone, our objective is that they should not be disappointed in terms of quality as well. So you get incredible build quality, you get surge protection in the charger, you get dual pyrolytic graphite sheets, as well as clearer call quality with a dual mic noise reduction system. So that's the Redmi Go. Moving on to the price of it. And before I go into the price, I wanted to compare it with 2 other devices that do have Android Go on them. So you've got the Samsung J2 Core and the Nokia One at about 6,000 and 5,000 each. None of them actually offer a HD display. Right? So they are all non-HD displays. Not only does the Redmi Go have a HD display, it has Qualcomm Snapdragon 425, which is an extremely powerful tested processor. The Redmi Go also has a dedicated SD card slot, and again, first-in-class dual mic noise reduction system, which the others do not offer. It has the best cameras amongst all the Go devices, both in the front and the back, and of course, a much, much larger battery, which again, we know is extremely important for the consumers. Like I said, these devices are 6,000 and 5,000 each. You will be able to get the Redmi Go starting at... So the Redmi Go जो देता है आपको आपकी नई दुनिया, start at 4,499 rupees, and this is for the 1 GB plus 8 GB version. The first sale of this device is on 22nd March, that is this Friday at 12 noon. It will be available on me.com, Mi Homes, as well as Flipkart. So you can go there on 22nd March at noon to get आपका अपना smartphone. And along with this, what you also get is an offer from Reliance Jio. So you get up to 2,200 rupees as cashback and 100 GB of data additionally free. So, Redmi Go, आपकी नई दुनिया, 4,499. You get a 5-inch HD display, 720p high resolution display. You get the incredible Qualcomm Snapdragon 425, 8 megapixels camera at the back and 5 in the front, 3000 mAh full day battery, and of course the Android Go edition of Oreo. So that's on the Redmi Go. So we've had 3 key announcements today, and I would like to call upon Manu and Murli back on stage for a quick photo op. Thank you.